Hey everyone, Antonio with GHacks Marketing here. And today I want to briefly discuss a topic that comes up quite often when I speak to people about ranking their website or their blog or their online store, whatever it may be. And I often get the question of uh, making use of keywords or how to make use of keywords. And what comes up all of the time is people asking if they can just pick a bunch of keywords that they hope to rank for and just insert them all over their website or all over a page or all over a piece of blog content. And the short answer to that is no. And if you haven't heard of the term keyword stuffing before, that's what this is referring to. And keyword stuffing is literally just taking a bunch of keywords and stuffing them, for lack of a better term, onto a page in hopes that you will rank for those keywords. Why do people do this? Because a long time ago, in the early days of Google and the internet, at least as it was becoming more widely adopted, people would stuff their pages with keywords because the way Google would rank sites would be to scan the site for various keywords and then rank you appropriately. So, what we want to do is start to explore ways on how we can still make use of keywords, but do so that adhere to Google's guidelines, don't promote spam, and obviously avoids the keyword stuffing technique. So, I just want to show you a very quick way to identify different keywords and related key phrases and terms that you can make use of to hopefully rank a little bit better for the content that you are creating for your website, for your blog, for your products, whatever that may be. So I'm right now on the screen, I just have a simple Google search window. And what you want to do is in the search box, start typing the keyword or phrase that you are looking to target. And so for this example, I'm going to use the term SEO audit. Okay. And so let's imagine that I'm going to create a new blog post on my website that is about SEO audits, everything about SEO audits. Now, I could just create the post, title it like, what is an SEO audit? And then just mention SEO audit 100 times, as many times as I can. And that would really be stuffing that one specific keyword, hoping to rank for that. Now, yes, you do want to have that main keyword appear multiple times throughout the content, but you want it to be natural flowing. So, how do we make it more natural flowing while also targeting related key terms? And the best way to do this is to do what I'm doing here. So I type in SEO audit. That's my main keyword. And you can see that Google has now provided additional suggestions for me. So when we look down the list, we have SEO audit tool, SEO audit checklist, SEO audit template, report, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the reason Google is doing this is because other people are searching for these terms. These are popular terms as it pertains to SEO audit. So, what we want to do is figure out a way on how we can incorporate these terms into our post. Okay. One other way to do this is to actually perform the search. So, we'll do that by hitting return. And then when we scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, and this is on every search results page on Google, at the very bottom, it'll say searches related to SEO audit. And we can see here a couple of them are the same: SEO audit template, meaning, checklist. But then you also see best SEO audit tool, SEO audit tool 2019. Even though it's 2020, 2019 must have had much more traffic at the time. But you would want to be most relevant if you were going to include a year. So you'd want to be 2020 and then 2021 to update it for next year. But what we want to do is now we want to start to imagine how we can create our content around these additional key terms. So let's just take a quick example of SEO audit. If I'm going to create a post that is titled everything need to know about SEO audits. And I can explain what an SEO audit is, and that would cover the SEO audit meaning, right? So we can say like, hey, what does SEO audit mean? So the reason we would do that is that when someone typed in SEO audit meaning, because these are related searches and this is how others are searching, we can hopefully appear in those search results still using the same one article that we created. The same would go for SEO audit templates. And maybe we can have example of some templates. Same with checklists, tools. Maybe we, test out a few SEO audit tools, put our thoughts on them, and then link out to those resources. And you can now begin to imagine how this piece of content on our website is becoming much more in depth and is covering all of these related search terms. And if you want to get even more in depth, well, we can click on SEO audit template. We can scroll down again and see if there's anything else that generates. So now we have SEO audit template Excel. Okay, so maybe people are looking for Excel templates. So maybe we want to make sure that we detail one of those. Maybe we talk about 3 different templates, and maybe one of them talks about an Excel template or gives an example of an Excel template. So you keep diving deep into these related keywords and incorporate as many of them as possible, so long as the content remains natural flowing and all makes sense being put together. If it doesn't, you can start to piece some of these out and build out additional content. But if it does make sense, start to incorporate them and provide as much value as you can around all of these different related topics. So maybe, again, just to recap on this, SEO audit would be the main keyword for the piece of content. And then we would use a lot of these related key terms as basically subheadings within the post or the article or the page itself. And we would detail those out. And then naturally, because the content would probably be much better than you just trying to fit as much content as you can just around the one key term SEO audit, you'll probably receive more backlinks to your site, which is going to help you with SEO. More people are likely to share it because it's a quality piece of content. And all of these factors come into play with ranking your site. So the next time you're going to create some content, whether it's for just a page on your website or a blog post, or you're writing content for a product on your e-commerce store, consider doing this. Now, of course, there are other ways in which you can start to identify additional keywords to use, but this is quick and it's free. You don't have to sign up for any software or any other types of tools or pay for anything. And Google is feeding you the data. And if you're trying to rank on Google, why not use the data fed by Google? So go ahead and test this out. And next time you create content, go through this exercise and try to incorporate as much of it as you can. If you do have questions, just drop a comment below. I will answer them. If you want to see anything more in depth or explore additional tools, you can mention that too, and I will create additional videos about this. If you do like this, please drop a like as well. If you're not subscribed to YouTube or part of my Facebook group, make sure you join the Facebook group and subscribe to YouTube for additional content. Till next time.